Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhon, and welcome back to another raw guide to Dungeons and Dragons. We're taking a look once again at the Spelljammer campaign setting. That's right, this is part 3. We're taking a look at the entirety of this setting. Because we need to look for something. Very specific something. Adventure hooks. Some people don't know about any of the adventure hooks that are in this setting. Not naming any names, but they don't know where adventure hooks are in the setting. They say there aren't any adventure hooks in this setting. Much like how they said there was no ship-to-ship combat in this setting. But that's not the point. There is, in fact, adventure hooks in this setting. And I am going to go over all of them and show you the adventure hooks by going over the rules as written. Let us begin. Number 1. Alright. Number 1 is a bit of a cheap shot. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? A bit embarrassing, in all honesty. The Light of Zarixis. It is an adventure in of itself. It's an entire adventure book, which means it has its own adventure hook. That's why I'm mentioning it first thing, because it's actually a bit of a cop-out. That was the term I was looking for, a bit of a cop-out. But it's a part of the Spelljammer setting. It has an adventure hook. It has an adventure. Pages 84 through 64. In fact, on page 64 itself, we have 2 epilogues. You can either return to the Rock of Brawl after you defeat the villain and see what the aftermath is, or you can go beyond the Eye of Doom and see what's on the other side. That's a grand total of 3 adventure hooks in one book. And that's not including some of the side quests you can probably find within this adventure. Number 2. Adventure Seed Table. Oh, what's that? Someone just gasped dramatically? Drayhon, there are no adventure seed tables. Ex-YouTuber said there wasn't. There is. The Astral Adventurer's Guide on page 5. I'm going to pull it up right now. This table right here. This is your adventure seed table. Your adventure hooks. Just roll a d10. That's all you have to do. You know, it's funny. This book, The Astral Adventurer's Guide, has solved 2 issues so far that people have claimed there to be. The first one, of course, being ship-to-ship combat. And now there's this. You can tell I'm a little bit irritated. It is because these people make jokes before they even open the book they're making these stupid jokes about. Oh no, there are no dragons in this game. It's called Dungeons and Dragons. Oh no, there's no ship-to-ship combat. How are we supposed to battle ships on the open sea? It's all right there. Do you not know how to open a book? It's all there. Oh, this is humorous. I find this humorous, but still very annoying. But that's not all. I still have 3 more points to go over. Let's continue. Number 3. The R.A.W. Astral Adventurer's Guide. What a coincidence. We're looking at you again, this time on pages 59 to 64. That's a lot of pages. That is 6 entire pages. With little side quests, little potential adventure hooks. And just everyday life on the Rock of Brawl. Have a little bitty adventure going through it, seeing what there is to see. Why don't you take a look? Open this up. Go to pages 59 to 64. Number 4. The ship. Your Spelljammer vessel is in itself an adventure hook. Let's go over everything, which can be found once again in the Astral Adventurer's Guide. First, you need to either buy or find your spacefaring vessel. This is going to be on pages 27 through 57. There are some very good ships there. Next, you need to acquire a spell-jamming helm. You either need to purchase one, or you need to be able to cast the spell to create one. These can be found on pages 22 and 23. We actually went over them in the last one that we covered, one of these jokes, during the ship-to-ship combat. Next, we need to be able to make repairs on our vessel because, more often than not, when we are in combat, we're going to have damages dealt to our ship. So, we need to make repairs. That can be found on page 25 of the Astral Adventurer's Guide. On page 24, we can hire a crew. This will give us the rates of which the crew need to be paid in. Fair. Next, unless you are a construct or undead, you need to be able to breathe. So, you need to make sure that the air bubble surrounding your ship has fresh air. So, that's going to need to be an adventure in of itself. Refreshing the air of the ship. Pages 17 and 18. Nobody does this next point, and it still kind of bothers me. Whether it be for a ship or just a normal adventure, you need to keep track of your supplies. Stock and restock. This is going to be in the player's handbook for the most part, pages 143 to 159. And finally, maybe you need some upgrades done to your ship. We actually talked about this a little bit over in the ship-to-ship combat video. You can find it in Ghost of Saltmarsh on page 196. It could be fun, be a nice little adventure. being able to not only get the money to afford these upgrades, but also using these upgrades. Just a thought. Number 5. Alright, so the last thing on our list are the random encounter tables found in Boo's Astral Menagerie, pages 6 and 7. There are a lot of encounters. Now, this is mostly for creatures, which could in itself start an adventure, or be inside another adventure. Like, maybe you're trying to restock supplies, so you need to go fishing in the Astral Sea, some of those space guppies, or maybe you are getting chased down by some sort of Astral Sea monster, or maybe you're looking for one of the color pools to take you to another plane of existence, and you encounter a astral dreadnought. And there's a lot of creatures that you are able to encounter, not only in Boo's Astral Menagerie, but outside of Boo's Astral Menagerie. The very last video that we did, in fact, actually covers what lies in the Astral Sea, but not inside Boo's Astral Menagerie. You not only encounter creatures, though, but you might be able to encounter other spell-jamming vessels, such as pirates, or raiders, or mind flayers. A random encounter can change into an adventure in of itself. I've heard it a lot. In certain videos and green text readings, an encounter ends up becoming an adventure in of itself. So having the right encounter could in fact give you an adventure to follow. That is all the time I have for you today, my dear viewers. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope I didn't insult too many people with my little outburst there at the beginning. Please tell me in the comment section down below, what adventures have you had in the Astral Sea? And until next time, this has been Drahan, and I am offline.